Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly, and I've got a good one for you today. I am at Irvine Park today, and we're going to cover so much in the national news, how everything is completely fake in our business lives right now, and we're going to hang out at the lake, feed the birds, and before I get into it, please take a second. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Share this with all your friends and colleagues. First things first, we saw the stock market yesterday go down 1,115 points on the Dow, and then miraculously do a turnaround by the end of the day to where it was up 98 bucks. Okay, this is fake. This is not real. There's nothing about this that's real. You know, everything in our economy, everything in business right now is a complete challenge. If your business is doing well right now, you are one of the lucky ones. And what that means is it's not just monetarily that you're bringing in money, okay? If the supply chain issues is not destroying your business and affecting it from deliveries to financing to every aspect of this, then you are truly one of the lucky people in the world. Now, I know people that have completely modified their businesses to where they don't have to rely on other people, and they're doing much better, okay, than people that have to worry about manufacturers, worried about suppliers, things like that. I, for one, am a lot better off because I don't have to deal with employees, manufacturers, and things like that. And what we're seeing is an absolute cataclysmic shift in what's happening right now. It has dramatically affected so many different industries right now with everything that's happened from the health crisis and the supply chain issue especially. But what we're seeing is that people are out there actively saying, okay, it's gonna get better, it's gonna get better. You have to look at this thing this way. This stock market is completely fake. A lot of us have been saying that for a year. I've been saying it, but man, I have never felt this more in my life than I did after seeing what happened yesterday. And there is nothing that is remotely fair, remotely truthful, or something that anybody could analyze. Now, I follow a person named Greg Mannarino. Greg Mannarino, you know, calls himself the Robin Hood of Wall Street. You know, he's written books. He's got this thing, the MMRI. It's an index, and I'll leave the link below to it that you can see where there's risk in the market. But Greg is not just a financier. I would call Greg a mercenary when it comes to finance. Now, Greg is one of these people that is at war right now with the financial markets, and he is somebody that's not trading. Now, 2 years ago, I had somebody recommend to me that I try Greg's trades, and I found it difficult just because he was trading daily, and I would wake up and you'd say, okay, buy this, okay, buy that, and then you'd come home and he would have already sold it already, and you'd be like, whoa, what was I supposed to do? I was supposed to sell it already? Okay. So it was very difficult to follow that on a daily basis when you have a job, okay, and you're not immersed in the financial markets 24/7, okay? That being said, but guys like Greg are out there making money all the time right now. He's making money in this craziness right now, and people tell him he's an idiot. And again, I'm not telling you to follow this guy's advice. I'm not giving financial advice, but I'm just telling you that there are people out there that know that it's rigged. And Greg knows that this thing is fake, and he says, I'm going to trade the market that we're being given. And from somebody who spoke to multiple financial advisors yesterday about how bad this was, it was absolutely insane to have them sit there and say, there's no rhyme or reason, this is the beginning, this is the end. And then the plunge protection team, okay, on the news, driving here, okay, the plunge protection team is, they're talking about how they pulled it off, man, they turned this thing around. Well, again, there's nothing fair, nothing remotely real about any of this right now. Now, with that being said, Goldman Sachs and the New York Post have a survey that they did with small business owners. And they were talking about how bad this economy is and how bad your business is doing right now with everything that's going on. They surveyed 1,400 people, business owners, and asked them, you know, if they were going to make it. Well, a lot of them said, 79% said that their revenue's completely off and that they don't see it coming back quickly, okay? That's one thing, but also 71% said that they want more stimulus and more money for free given to them. And guys, no, not a chance, okay? It is not fair, okay, that I'm getting reached out to by all these different businesses. I'm gonna use the restaurant industry. I know someone that got $900,000 in the restaurant industry as a grant. And they're a women-owned business, and they got it mainly because they were a women-owned business, and other people got pushed aside. Is that fair? Is that right? Well, you know, they've got it tougher. No, they don't. And this business is thriving, and they got 900 grand, okay? And there are businesses that are going out of business, restaurants especially. Now, I think that there should be a means test to anything like this. If we give you $50,000, will this turn your business around? And a lot of people say no, because again, they're swimming in debt. They're swimming in suppliers that are constantly threatening to shut them off. They're also dealing with suppliers that are going out of business themselves, which is a huge problem. Here in Southern California, you've got vegetable suppliers that are merging with each other. You've got people that cannot get product. And they think about this, you're calling 3 or 4 different vegetable suppliers just to get tomatoes, onions, celery, simple things like that that you deal with on a daily basis with cooking, and they can't get this stuff. But again, we're supposed to write these people a check and give them, you know, $50, $75, $100,000 for their business. The train is coming by right now. Okay. Weather's perfect. Absolutely great. Why are we writing these people checks? Okay. I again, you know, I'm so dismayed by the stock market. And what I mean by that is, when I was a kid and you would buy a stock, it would be based on the performance of the company, what they were making, you know, what they sold, what their profits were, and the stock could go up. I'm gonna choose a good company. Today, it is, none of it is based in reality, not a bit of it right now. And think about this, Amazon was down over $100 and then finishes up. It's nuts, it's absolutely insane what we're witnessing and what we're living through. And again, knowing this, knowing how fake all of this is, if you are just sitting back and I'm just gonna wait to see how this plays out, you're a fool. You're an absolute fool. Precious metals, you should be in precious metals right now. You should be in metal stocks right now also, I think. But I think that the metals right now, why is it that so many of these metal companies, I went to 4 different places that sell silver and gold. They had no small quantities of gold. They had no small quantities of silver, okay? One guy had 9 coins, silver coins, that's it. You had no ounces, no single ounce bars. He had, one guy had decorative ounces, which, you know, you're not gonna spend $65 on a decorative ounce of silver, but that's that. So we're seeing absolutely crazy things happen right now. And again, none of this is real, okay? And you have to do this. You have to make your own decisions right now on what you're gonna do with the banking, with the stock market, with your retirement, you know. And again, your money is your money. This is your decision, but you need to protect yourself and get some knowledge in every aspect of this right now. Now, one of the things that was talked about in the last video was some guy that had, you know, a CNBC story that had $250,000 in student loan debt and thought it was unfair that he had to pay it back and wanted it waived. Now, this is crazy. This story got people to talk to me and reach out to me, and I want to tell you 2 more stories that I was told in the last 24 hours, and that's this. There is a woman that went to college. She paid as much as she could. She still has $40,000 in student loan debt right now, 40 grand. And she wants to be a social worker. She makes more money being a nanny than she could ever make being a social worker. Great person, this woman's brilliant. She should be a social worker. She should be out there helping kids, but she can't make enough to pay her student loan debts and live as a social worker, okay? Warning number 1, there should be a means test for college debt. Number 2 was a guy that went to Washington State, or pardon me, Washington University, and wants to be an EMT, wants to be a paramedic on an ambulance, okay? noble profession. I think that's great. And again, this kid, anybody in their 20s to me as a kid, is a brilliant and should do this. He can only make $14 an hour as an EMT. 14 bucks an hour as an EMT. Can't pay any student loan debts, can't rent an apartment, can't live with his girlfriend, can't move out of mom's house if he makes 14 bucks an hour. So he is a server at a restaurant and makes more money at one of the resorts as a server than being what he went to school for, an EMT. Now, again, guys, are these people two stupid people? No, I know, I've met these people. They're both brilliant people, but this is where we're at right now. And again, this bill of goods being sold to you about college debt and having, you know, all this education is great, but is it going to get you ahead? Are you going to be able to earn a living to pay off your bills and to move forward? Again, the big lie, okay? So, you know, I bought a bunch of duck food today, so I'm gonna feed the duckies. Share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. Again, the stock market is fake. This is worse than we ever dreamed, but still, the thing I get a kick out of is, are you in a position right now that you will go and sell things on a quick basis? In other words, you buy something and it goes up inside of a month. Oh my gosh, Dan, I have to pay capital gains on that, and it's kind of a problem to pay regular income tax on that. Okay, who cares? What a problem to have. Okay, take profits, guys, get rid of it. So again, you know, be aware of your situations, your surroundings, and what you have to do. Now, here, I got a kick out of this, okay? You just saw the train go by me. Look at this place. This is I can't believe they keep this up. It's poison oak, guys. Stay away from the poison oak. No, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go do that. Beyond me just struggling and having a huge problem with investment, a huge problem with sales. Remember, 2 days ago, it was awesome, off the chart. Everybody wants this stuff. No, they're going to regroup the company. They're going to fire up to 40% of their employees right now because no one is buying that stuff. And again, from someone who's tried 2 different things in the last 2 weeks, it's disgusting. It absolutely tastes horrible. There is nothing about this that resembles meat to me, okay? And again, when I was a kid living with a single mom and she'd bring home certain things, and one of them was Vienna sausages, those sausages soaked in water that were just mush. That's what that hot dog tasted like. That's exactly what that hot dog tasted like. And it was disgusting. So, you know, are you shocked that Beyond Meat is hurting right now? Because I'm not at all. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. I want to know what you think about everything. Now, there's car news that's pretty fascinating right now. And the first thing is that the Ford company made a discounted pickup truck called the Maverick. Maverick comes out and sold really well. And you could get a $20,000 stripped down version as a truck, which is what trucks are for. Trucks are for loading things, installing things, carrying things. Okay, and then you can upgrade it and you can get a truck to drive as a car and, you know, spend 40 grand on it. But Ford just announced today that they're no longer going to have production of the Maverick. They cannot keep up with the demand. Stock dropped an absolute ton from this news, but again, what? Okay, who would do this? Who would sit there and not sell something that everybody wants? I don't understand that. And you wonder why Elon Musk is killing places like GM and Ford and things like that in the electronic car race. Now, speaking of Elon, the Cybertruck, they just released secret photos of the Cybertruck. It looks like it's at the Texas Gigafactory. Oh my gosh, it's great. Well, you fanboys will, you know, look at these photos like they're centerfolds, and, you know, I don't understand the fascination with this guy, okay? I understand that he may be a better businessman, he may not be, but the one thing that this guy does that I gotta give him serious credit for is people are upset that they haven't gotten the Cybertruck. People are upset that they don't know the delivery date, but then this guy miraculously has photos released on the Cybertruck. Next thing, is Lamborghini. The Lamborghini company just announced that they are no longer going to make combustible cars. Okay, what kind of cars are you going to make? Well, they're going to be plug-ins and hybrid cars for the future. Stefan Winkelmann, the CEO of the company, is excited about this. Now, think about this, guys. The Lamborghini, you're going to plug the Lamborghini in. Living in an area that you see this car every other day, I see one of these on the road, without a doubt. And 2 weeks ago, I think I told you this story. It was funny. We saw a guy who had his car pulls up next to us and does the engine, and then whips out in front of us to beat us to the light to get in the freeway, and his registration was 3 months overdue. And we just started laughing because the tags were not current. And I think in California, if it gets to the 4th month, they can seize the car. But anyways, what I did that night, just for curiosity, was I went home, and the California website for registration, you can just punch your car in and say, how much are my tags to register this car? And that particular car was $5,186 to register the Lamborghini to drive there and be cool. He couldn't afford the car, okay, that he's driving. God knows what the payment is. God knows how much gas is on that combustible car. But this idiot couldn't afford the Lamborghini and couldn't afford the registration for the Lamborghini. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. I think it's absolutely amazing that we're seeing this. And one other thing, cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. Odell Beckham Jr., pardon me. He's not related to David Beckham. He is a Ram wide receiver, and he agreed to have his income converted to Bitcoin. $750,000 salary. What's it worth now, guys? $405,000. Okay, so 750 minus 405. It's lost a lot of money because of Bitcoin. Now, again, I get a kick out of this stuff. What is Bitcoin tied to? What is it a hedge against? Stock market goes down, it goes up. Stock market shoots up, Bitcoin shoots up. So it's tied to the Dow? Is that what you guys are going to tell me? So again, Odell Beckham Jr., no relation to David Beckham. Now the fintech industry. Robinhood, the stock trading platform that came out, it was designed to really revolutionize the industry. Then you had people like Webull follow, and now there's dozens other, but Robinhood went public, and its stock is down 85% from its high, down to about $13 a share. Does this concern you if you own that? Okay, who knows? One thing that's interesting is that Robinhood was rumored to start trading Shiba Inu, the cryptocurrency, and they've postponed it. And they can't figure out what the reason was. Well, one reason that's being rumored about right now is that they are a takeover candidate, and it is anticipated that none other than JP Morgan, who was so against the fintech companies that weren't real finance companies, may end up buying Robinhood right now. Absolutely crazy. Jamie Dimon said that they have $22 billion to spend right now on fintech in 2022. So the first acquisition may be Robinhood. Now again, if JP Morgan buys Robinhood, does that get rid of all the freedom and everything that Robinhood's about? Who knows? But Robinhood doesn't have enough money right now to exist, and if there's ever anything that happens big in the stock market, we see that Robinhood freezes trades and freezes accounts and things like that. It'll be very interesting to see in the next 2 days if we hear stories like this again. Now, speaking of JP Morgan, it was just announced that Morgan Stanley CEO James Gorman beat him out by $500,000 in salary. He got $35 million last year, which do you think these guys care? Oh, he made $500,000 more than I do. Do you think that they care about that? I'm really curious, okay? The other thing is NBC News. I love when they do polls like this and they don't go the direction that they want. NBC News did a poll on the state of the economy and the state of the country. Do you think it's heading in the right direction? About 90% of the people said no, it's not, which is funny, which leads to this next story, which is about retail crime. Retail crime is only getting worse around the country. And they say it's getting worse because of the fact that these people are not prosecuted at all right now. So, great story out of the New York Post, of all places. And, share your thoughts and all this stuff. I really think it's an absolute mess. And I think that we're seeing this get worse and worse and worse right now. Whether you want to take my advice or not, you have to look at things around you and be realistic about everything, because nothing is as it appears right now. That's not stopping people from, diving into the stock market, diving into cryptos, diving into real estate right now. One thing that's absolutely fascinating is there is a high-end real estate agent, Elizabeth Hogan, out of the Fort Lauderdale, Florida area, who has 37 multi-million-dollar clients that she cannot find homes for. 37. Well, okay, wouldn't that concern you? Wouldn't you sit there and go, wait a second, she's the expert, she's the pro, and she can't find anything for us? Maybe there's nothing to be had. Maybe things are overpriced right now. So anyways, I'm going to try to feed this peacock that's here. So the peacock just walked up. So anyways, wouldn't that make you think, this isn't right? This doesn't make sense. Maybe we shouldn't be buying right now if Elizabeth, the guru of real estate in the area, can't find a house. Now, the next thing is the Wharton professor, Jeremy Siegel. Jeremy Siegel is saying that we are a long way off from the bottom of the stock market. And you can say, oh, he's an idiot because the stock market came back yesterday and everything's good. And he is anticipating at least another 20% drop and months away from seeing the bottom. Now, does that make you curious? Does that make you concerned when Mr. Siegel is saying, we're nowhere near the bottom of this market yet? And is this a dead cat bounce? Okay, is this the final bounce before it drops to the floor? Who knows? Who knows? Now, the final thing that I absolutely got a kick out of was the Rams. The Rams are in the playoffs and they're playing for the division championship next weekend. The Rams have been utterly beat up by the San Francisco 49ers. They're 6-0 in the last, or 0-6, excuse me, in the last few times they've played them, the last few seasons, because the 49ers just have their numbers. Now, what does Ram management do? Okay, they decide that they're going to block tickets to people from out of the area. So if you're a 49ers fan, you can't buy a ticket to the Rams game. How ridiculous is that? This is a recipe for disaster, and this is a recipe to have the Rams get killed next weekend. So share your thoughts on that, because I think it's always funny whenever you see somebody do something like this. So we'll show them, we just won't sell them tickets. So, okay, they showed us. Now, peacock's very pretty. Let's get it back up just a little bit. Please do not forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button. Share this with everybody you know. Don't forget, I have a Patreon channel if you'd like to join us on Patreon. Sign up for the email list. Onward and Upward, guys. The email list is below. You can also send me an email if you'd like. I do my best to answer everything. Onward and Upward. I will see you very soon.